523 Fast Track Severe Weather Update.
All right, it is 5:23 on this Saturday morning. Chief Meteorologist Richard Scott. We've got a first tornado warning for Marengo County in southwest Alabama. That's until 6:15 for a dangerous thunderstorm coming out of Choctaw County. The shown signs of rotation, and the rotation has been pretty extreme down there in Choctaw County. And the rotation we're watching is going to pass over the southern half of Marengo County, generally to the south of Linden. Anybody in the southern half of Marengo County, that's what we're concerned about. Let me take you back into that thunderstorm in Marengo County and show you where we're talking about. Now, there's no additional warnings out there. The only warning we have is down here for southwest Alabama. Again, that's for the southern half of Marengo County. There's the polygon. The polygon, the northern end of that, stops at Linden. Now, if you are south of Linden towards Miller, Calvary, Sweetwater, Dixon's Mills, that's where the tornadic circulation is going to be. And again, here's a new radar update. We got rotation near Pennington, and we got another rotation down here just below Butler, close to Gilberttown and Choctaw County. Both of these areas of rotation could easily spawn a tornado in Marengo County. But the first warning we got till 6:15 includes everybody from near Fonsdale down Highway 25 to Dayton, down to Thomaston, and down to the south to the Highway 10 corridor that runs across southern Marengo County, intersects down to Dixon's Mill, Highway 43, and Highway 10 there. That's where the rotation's coming out of. Let me pan you down a little bit further to the southwest, show you where we're watching. There's two areas of rotation. You got one near Pennington. That'll be approaching Myrtlewood. Now, that part of the storm, not under a tornado warning, but it is showing signs of rotation right there in that little appendage. The other area of rotation right there just came out of Gilberttown, had a very strong evidence of rotation about 10 to 15 minutes ago near Gilberttown. That's going to be tracking right into Sweetwater, Nanophilia, that part of Marengo County, southwest Marengo County, did track northeast just like that, eventually crossing the Highway 43 corridor and then crossing the Highway 25 corridor somewhere close to Thomaston. It's going to be a close call for our friends in Linden and Marengo County. You're right on the northern edge of that tornado warning polygon. Just to be safe, I want you to go ahead and go to that safe place in Linden. Now, if you're south of us, certainly get in that safe place. Really down there where the corner store is near Marengo Academy, areas like that, down to Calvary, down to Miller and Octagon. You know the old Octagon Road there in southern Marengo County. We want you to be in a safe place. That's where the highest potential for a tornado is going to cross, somewhere in that area. Now, this area was hard hit back on April 15, 2011 by multiple tornadoes that came across the southern and central Marengo County. This is going to be one of those hard hit areas that's been hit in the past if there's a tornado still down with this. But again, we have a strong indication of one right there. I want to put on our velocity and see if we can see this thing together here. And yeah, there you go. Very strong evidence of rotation. Just came out of Gilberttown. Now, we haven't had any reports of damage in Choctaw County. We're going to check real quick and see, guys, if we've had anything in the Mobile chat room from Choctaw County, and just see what we got here. And from Birmingham, the National Weather Service, they posted the tornado warning for Marengo County, but Mobile posted the tornado warnings for Choctaw County. And I don't see anything just okay. Let's see. On Highway 29, we've got a trailer, a mobile home that was blown off its foundation and upside down in the woods, according to emergency management. This is over on Cold Drive off Highway 29. Now, that's in, I believe, Choctaw County. That's close to that Gilberttown area, so that's where we're talking about. So this tornadic circulation has a history of producing some damage. And, guys, if y'all want to kind of keep an eye on that, too, and just see if there's anything coming out of Choctaw County, that'll give us a heads up on Marengo County, what is happening there. But certainly very strong evidence of rotation. We got some damage, a mobile home back here in Choctaw County, somewhere near Gilberttown, where there was a trailer that was actually blown over into the woods. That's one big thing we don't want you in as a mobile home. They can only withstand nothing greater than an EF1 tornado. So even a weak tornado can totally obliterate a mobile home. So we want you out of that if you live down here in central and southern Marengo County. Anybody in mobile home, got to get out of that now. I know it's early in the morning, but if you got friends and family down here, Please wake them up, let them know what's happening as we have a tornadic circulation that is tracking into southwest Marengo County. Again, we've got Nanafly there. There's Pennington. There's Myrtlewood. The tornadic circulation is going to be crossing Highway 69 somewhere close to Nanafly. After that, it will pass close to Sweetwater, and then areas between Linden and Dixon's Mills down to the Clark County border. Where you go down to Thomasville, I think the tornadic circulation is going to come somewhere just like that. So again, this thing's riding northeast in that path, and I want to do a track on this, show you what we got. So there's your tornadic circulation moving northeast just like that. And here's some of the communities in the path. This is a computer estimate, the times of arrival of when this tornadic circulation will be over your community. Okay, so we're talking about Sweetwater at 5:51. It may be even before that. That may be a little slow there. Linden at 6:03. So if you've got less than 20 or 30 minutes for places like Sweetwater, Linden, over Rembert Hill Road, that's picking up on our computer there. Thomaston at 6:10. Console in Alberta, that's actually to the east of Marengo County. We're talking about around 6:15 to 6:22. So again, that's computer arrival times, estimates on when this tornadic circulation will be over you. Now understand, that doesn't mean in Linden you have till 6 o'clock before you need to take action. That means that's what time the circulation will be there at your area. I really think it's going to come in somewhere close to Linden, if not just the south, closer to Sweetwater, Miller, Octagon, areas like that. So let me take this off and show you what we got here. Again, the tornadic circulation right there. The southwest boot hill of Marengo County is about to cross the Tombigbee River in a matter of a minute or two. Should be moving into Marengo County within about a minute or two. So it's going to be very quickly as this is moving northeast at about 50 miles per hour. I want to check our hazards here, and we've got a mesocyclone, and what that means is there's a distinct rotation within the thunderstorm. It's rotating. Our computer algorithm here, our technology, is saying that there is distinct rotation there, and we can actually look at the details on this and see how strong the rotation is within that thunderstorm with that. So again, let's look at the details of that. Down here just northeast of Gilbertown. And see, this is saying a wind impact of about 9.8. That's very high for damaging straight line winds. Not showing as high as a tornado potential, but I can tell you based off the rotation, there's a distinct evidence of a tornado there too. So even though that's not showing much of a tornado indication, I can tell you based off the wind inside the thunderstorm that there's distinct evidence that this thing could be dropping a tornado at any minute. So let me go back over to velocity and show you what's happening here. Again, this is tracking northeast at about 50 miles per hour. So it's pretty fast moving. Here's your rotation. It's now in right on top of the Tombigbee River. The good news is the one to the north around Pennington, it looks like the rotation has weakened. So that's good. Now that would be the rotation that would move over Old Lock 3 and then places like Jefferson and Providence if that rotation continued. But it looks like it is weakened. This is the dominant rotation right here about to cross Highway 69. It's on the north side of Highway 17 or just to the west of Highway 17 that runs right there through Butler, north and south through Choctaw County. So it's now to the east of that, but it's very close to Highway 69 down here near Nanafly, and where that Highway 69, Highway 10 interchange is in western and southern Marengo County. I do want to take you back to Homeview quickly and show you everybody out there. And again, that's velocity. Let me put the radar reflectivity back on. All right. And show you what's happening for everybody out there across central and west Alabama. I know a lot of folks are waking up to the lightning and thunder that's happening out there. It's a mess across much of Alabama. It's pouring rain over much of west Alabama and central Alabama. We got several dangerous thunderstorms watching down here close to the Highway 80 and Point South corridor. That's kind of the hot spot we have been talking about for quite a while. I'll throw on the watch warning map and show you the only tornado warning in our coverage areas for central and south Marengo County, generally near and south of Linden, where we're concerned about the potential for tornado here. So again, that's where we're talking about southern Marengo County. That's your tornado warning polygon. There are no other tornado warnings. Now, I do want to remind you there is a tornado watch for much of central Alabama, everybody south of Interstate 20, so south of Tuscaloosa, Birmingham, and Anniston. I do not expect at this point tornadoes this far north to Tuscaloosa, Birmingham, Anniston. Looks like just a heavy rain event for that part of the state, but areas south of that, if you go south of Tuscaloosa, south of Birmingham, south of Anniston, you're in that tornado watch. Now, it's formally until 11 o'clock in the morning. Understand, this watch will be allowed to expire or be trend back from west-east through the morning hours. I expect the severe weather risk to end pretty quickly over here in West Alabama, likely within the next 3 or 4 hours. Probably by 8, 9, 10 o'clock in the morning, all of West Alabama will be clear from the severe weather threat. East Alabama should be out of it by 10 or 11 o'clock as well. So again, this is going to be a fast-hitting event with what we're talking about. So I'll take you back over to reflectivity. That's Jackson's radar. Let me take you back over to Birmingham. There we go. And I tell you what, I'm going to check quickly, see if we got anything happening from the National Weather Service. And so far, so good.
Chaser Brandon Clement has some damage, but
okay.
I don't know where exactly he is.
Okay. Yeah, we got some. All right, I got you. We got some damage. I'm not sure where that is. That may be in East Mississippi. There's a lot of storm chasers out there that are looking at some damage. We have had reports of damage down in I believe in Choctaw County near Gilberttown, but I have not seen anything in Marengo County just yet. So that's one good thing. Nothing coming out of Marengo County in terms of damage. That could change at any minute. National Weather Service down in Mobile saying that the tornadic circulation is pretty much getting out of Choctaw County. It is pretty much totally into Marengo County. They are going to continue the tornado warning. Now, this is radar indicated. This is not somebody saying there's a tornado on the ground. This is radar indicated circulation moving northeast. And the tornado warning goes till 6:15, so for about another 45 minutes for southern and central Marengo County. That is the only tornado warning we have. And I'm just checking here, seeing if we got anything happening down in Marengo County. And no word so far, and that's good, but understand now, this storm is just now, the circulation is just now starting to get in that part of the state, so it's going to take a little bit of time before we get any kind of reports, so we're going to watch that carefully. Again, there's your tornado warning for central and southern Marengo County, areas generally near and south of Linden down towards Sweetwater. This cluster of thunderstorms, this is an MCS, it's an organized batch of thunderstorms, basically a miniature low pressure system that's tracking through East Mississippi, approaching West Alabama. South of your warm frontal boundary, the warm front's close to that Highway 80 corridor. South of that, it's where things are unstable, where things are conducive of producing a tornado. But you got areas down here over South Mississippi, Southwest Alabama we're concerned about. Up this way for Tuscaloosa and Birmingham, we're talking about primarily very heavy rain, and that's what we're going to get over the next several hours. Very heavy rain could cause some flooding issues as well, so I am concerned about that. I do want to show you, here is a live look from Bryant, Diddy, and Tuscaloosa. The temperature continues to increase up to 65 now, but we don't have any severe weather issues. Rain is falling in Tuscaloosa and across much of west and central Alabama. Let's go see if we can catch some lightning there on our screen. But, you know, it's one of those deals where a lot of people are waking up now a little nervous about the weather, what's happening. And again, we do not have anything happening other than in Marengo County. Let's see, we are also watching a thunderstorm in Perry County that is showing signs of rotation, but the National Weather Service has not gone with a tornado warning just yet in Marengo County, in Perry County. So you're going to watch that carefully. So let's go back over to radar and take you into that thunderstorm. Again, that's the watch warning map. Here's the radar and satellite for past several hours. There we go. We got the tornado warning in Marengo County. We're watching a cell in Perry County. So let me take you down there and see what we got, because there has been some attention drawn to Perry County as well. And this cell was actually rotating when it was in northern Marengo County about 30 minutes ago. There has been some sign of rotation down here on the Hale County, Perry County line. This is tracking kind of east-northeast at about 40 to 50 miles per hour. And just a heads up from Marion and Hamburg, areas like that along 14 and Highway 183. Now, there's not a tornado warning for Perry County yet. That could change, though. I want to look at our velocity and just see what we got here And we got some evidence of some rotation in here. You know, it's a deal where the storm's going to rotate pretty quickly near that warm frontal boundary. That warm front's draped across Highway 80 from Demopolis over towards Selma, and that's right along that warm frontal boundary. I'm hoping as this thing gets north of that warm front, perhaps the rotation will weaken again, but we got to watch our friends down in Perry County as well, so heads up for you. There's no warning yet, but that could easily change. So let me take you down into Marengo County again and show you what we got, that rotating thunderstorm. And this thing has really looked impressive when it was back in Choctaw County. The rotation's still there in Marengo County. And understand, we are a long way off from the radar site, so it's really hard to see this rotation down in Marengo County. You're kind of one of those spots where the radar beam is several thousand feet off the ground. In fact, about 10 to 15,000 feet off the ground. There could be rotation spinning under that. We just can't see it. That's why we rely on reports. So any of my friends down in Marengo County, if you see something happening down here, if you get damage nearby, just let me know so we can get that information on air. That helps the warning process and helps give you guys accurate information on what's coming your way, anybody ahead of this thunderstorm. So there's your rotation in the Boot Hill of Marengo County over the Tombigbee River. There's Nana Fly on Highway 69, Highway 10, the interchange right there. That's going to continue to track northeast again. Everybody from roughly Linden down to the Clark County line on Highway 43. We've got cities like Miller, Calvary, Octagon, Old Octagon Road, Hugo, Dayton, Thomaston, Fonsdale, areas like that, Dixon's Mills. I want you to be in a safe place. And look, what this means is if you are in a site-built structure, get in a closet, a hallway, a bathroom, in a bathtub, somewhere interior. You don't want to be on the exterior wall, as that's more likely to be damaged by a tornado. Debris can get inside your house inside of a tornado. And if you are in a mobile home, you got to get out of that. Find a site-built structure. Call somebody up, go to a neighbor's house, a friend's house, in a site-built structure. We do not want anybody in a mobile home. You got to get out of that. We don't want you in a car. Anywhere in Marengo County, south of Linden, if you're driving up and down 43, you got to pull over, find a structure, a site-built structure to get into, and we'll get you through this thunderstorm. Now, this is south of Pennington, south of Myrtlewood, but again, it's tracking just like that into central Marengo County. Again, it is 5:40. Chief Meteorologist Richard Scott, we are carefully watching a dangerous thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado in southwest Marengo County. And there is nothing from this storm so far, and that is fantastic news. But understand, don't let that fool you. It is 5:40 in the morning. Sometimes it's hard to get updates this time of the day. So, while we haven't heard a lot out of this storm, doesn't mean it's not happening. A lot of people are asleep. A lot of people are not seeing this because of the fact that it's still dark outside. Now, it will be daylight soon, but since it's still dark outside, this is likely a rain-wrapped thunderstorm. You're not going to be able to see the tornado at all, even if it's on the ground. You can't see it because of all the rain happening around that. So let me take you to our reflectivity and show you what we got here. And again, here's your circulation right there near Nana Fly. That's at Highway 69, Highway 10 interchange. You go back to the west, you got Ezel's Fish Camp here on the Tombigbee River. Sitting right there, the tornadic circulation looks like it may be about a mile or two south of Ezel's. If you're familiar with that part of Marengo County, right on the Tombigbee River, a lot of people go down there, especially from Marengo County, a popular restaurant. But it's going to be coming really down Highway 10, then crossing 43, somewhere I really think between Linden and Sweetwater. That seems to be the hot spot of where this track's going to be. Very similar to one of the tornado tracks back on April 15th of 2011. If you're familiar with that, remember the tornado, if you're from Marengo County, cross Highway 43, close to Calvary. Here's a new radar update. And this little spot here, this is called a beware, a bounded weak echo region. What we're looking at is the mesocyclone of the thunderstorm. It's rotating. Precip is rotating around this mesocyclone, and you get this little donut hole looking feature. And that's where it is. That's where your rotation is. There could easily be a tornado inside that, or somewhere in the vicinity of that. I want to look at our hazards. And we're still looking at a mesocyclone like we've been talking about, rotation inside the thunderstorm. Reports, nothing so far out of that, so that's good. We'll look at the debris signature. I don't think we're going to be able to see anything. It's just too far away from a radar site. It's so rare to see debris this far away in places like Marengo, Sumter, and Perry counties, because the radar beam is a good 10 to 15,000 feet above the ground. It takes a very large tornado to be able to see the debris that far up in the atmosphere. So that's one thing. Lightning, we've got a tremendous amount of lightning down here, and that's evidence of a strong updraft. Anytime you have a lot of lightning, we got cold air aloft, we've got instability, we've got quite a bit from this thunderstorm. This is a sign of a healthy thunderstorm that's capable of producing a tornado. There's a new radar update right there. Again, there's our bounded weak echo region, what I was talking about just a second ago. Really between Nanaflia and Sweetwater. This is about to cross Highway 43 to the south of Linden. I'll go back over to velocity. And again, our rotation's right there. So that's where we're watching. And I will say this, the circulation does not look as impressive as it did earlier. But we will continue to watch this. So again, we're going to get a report from the Weather Center here in just a second. If you guys want to give me an update of what's happening. Danielle, what's happening here in Marengo County? Any reports?
People from the National Weather Service have come out to say that they're looking closely at Marengo County, but it's certainly not as impressive as it was earlier on when they issued the warning. They're going to continue a tornado warning for Marengo County as of right now until 6:15 still.
All right, so we're going to continue that tornado warning until 6:15. For Marengo County. So that's one good thing. The rotation does not look as impressive. So, you know, we're happy to see that, but I don't want you to let your guard down in Marengo County. We still formally have that tornado warning. Let me put the warning polygon on here for you so you can see what's happening here. And there it is. Again, this circulation has come out of Choctaw County. It's totally into Marengo County now. Formerly, we still got a tornado warning down here in Choctaw County and northern portions of Clark County, but I can tell you the circulation is sitting right about there in southern Marengo County, southwest Marengo County, about to cross Highway 43. There's Thomaston, Dayton, Hugo, Old Octagon Road. There we go. See the tornado warning trimmed back right there, and that makes sense. We're just talking about that. The circulation is totally out of Clark and Choctaw County, so there's no need for a tornado warning there. National Weather Service agreeing with that thought. If you're in Myrtlewood, Old Lock 3 up towards Jefferson, Providence, Demopolis, you're not under a tornado warning. The threat is south of you. Now, Linden, the tornado warning polygon is literally right through the middle of Linden. South of that towards the Marengo Academy, down towards Old Corner Store. Down south of that. That's what we're talking about for the potential for a tornado. It looks like as you go west of the corner store on 69 towards Myrtlewood, you're not under the gun for the potential for a tornado. I can tell you the weather's bad there. It's a lot of lightning, a lot of thunder, very heavy rain, could have some flash flooding, but the tornadic circulation is going to come across this part of Marengo County. I'll put it on our velocity again and show you what we got. And look, the rotation is weakened. The National Weather Service made note of that. The rotation continues to weaken. That's good for Marengo County. That doesn't mean it's going to be like that all night. Doesn't mean that, or all morning. This could easily ramp back up. But so far, that looks a little better. Our hazard here, still pick it up on rotation. Not as distinct as it was earlier down here in Marengo County. We'll look on the lightning output. And again, the lightning is tremendous with this thunderstorm. And that's evidence of a healthy thunderstorm. Just because a thunderstorm's healthy doesn't mean it's producing a tornado. But the updraft is strong, and we got wind shear. We got plenty of uplift, instability in this part of the state. And that's what we are concerned about for the potential for a tornado, and it is still pretty high down there. A wide view real quick, a watch warning map. This is the only tornado warning we got. If you're watching us in Tuscaloosa, Birmingham, Anniston, I know the rain's falling in some of these areas now. It's kind of noisy out with the thunder, but there's no active severe weather. I don't think we have any severe weather issues for Tuscaloosa, Birmingham, Gadsden, areas like that in points north. I think we're going to be okay in terms of that. But we're going to get a lot of rain out of it. I'll tell you what, I'll go over to our radar loop and show you that. Again, this up here is just heavy rain moving across the metros of Tuscaloosa and Birmingham. The tornadic threat's going to be south of there. And this is going to move on through pretty quickly. This is going to be a quick hitting event. I do expect this to be pretty much out of here by 8, 9, 10 o'clock in the morning for parts of Alabama as it moves on. Here's a live look from Bryant-Denny and Tuscaloosa. We are looking west, and this is in the direction of downtown. There's no severe weather issues. Look at the wind out of the east at 9 miles per hour. That is evidence that we are north of the warm front. As long as we're north of that warm front, that's a good thing. So for Tuscaloosa, again, we're north of that warm front. It looks like the mesoscale, the small scale low pressure is tracking right along Interstate 20 close to Livingston. Anybody south of that, that's where your severe weather is going to be. Anybody north of that, there's not going to be any issues of severe weather. Just going to be some heavy rain for the next several hours. Temperatures are in the 60s. It is certainly warm. Dew points in Tuscaloosa come down a little bit, and that's a good sign. Back in the 50s now. That shows the true moist air is just to our south. Here's a close look at this. And look at the spin down here. Let me show you right there. You see that right over Livingston? That's where that small scale mini low is. It's a mesoscale feature. It's not a large scale low pressure. That's where your circulation in terms of a large scale or a small scale low pressure, basically the surface is happening. You see the spin in the atmosphere. South of that's where your unstable areas down here near that Highway 80 corridor. That's going to be the hot spot for the next several hours until this moves off to the east, but it's moving quickly. It's going to move on through here in the next several hours. I want to show you our high-resolution computer model, and this is a little slow. This got 7 o'clock in the morning. This is basically where it is right now. So let's go into the morning, 8, 9, 10, 11 o'clock. It's out of here. So it's going to be a quick hitting event over the next several hours. I do want to remind you, if you lose power, we are streaming online. You can watch us on your smartphone, your tablet, your computer. If you go to WVUA23.com, click on the weather tab, there's a live severe weather coverage option there. And you can also check out a weather blog, lots of updates on Facebook and Twitter. We got tons of updates. We've also got James and Danielle in the Weather Center updating stuff nonstop here. We got Chris over Master Control helping us out to get this information online and on TV as well. So we got a crew in here that is keeping you updated with this weather situation across Central and West Alabama. Here's a look at radar. Let me take you down to that thunderstorm again in Marengo County. Tell you what, before we do that, I want to quickly take you in a closer look. A lot of people's been asking for the Tuscaloosa, Pickens County, back towards Birmingham. Hey, you're okay. We just got a lot of rain up here, some lightning and thunder, nothing severe. That's good. Our issues are down here south of that warm frontal boundary, down here in South Alabama. So let me take you into this thunderstorm. We are watching carefully now down in Marengo County, still evidence of some rotation. And we are also watching Perry County. I think that's going to be very close to, if not just north of that warm front. North of that warm front, you're stable, but south of that's where we're concerned about. But again, Perry County, we're going to watch that carefully over the next several hours as that storm tracks kind of east-northeast. But our circulation in Marengo County is right here. And I'll pull on the velocity and see what we got. Tell you what, see if I can do that a little better there. And again, there's still some evidence up in Perry County, maybe some rotation, but it's very weak. And down here in Marengo County, not seeing strong evidence of rotation like we were back when it was in Choctaw County. When this storm was in Choctaw County, it was spinning like a top. It was incredible. The rotation was unbelievable down here near Gilberttown, just south of Butler on 17. But as it has moved into Marengo County, there's still evidence of some rotation down here close to Sweetwater and Dixon's Mills, but it's not the rotation we saw just a little bit earlier. And that's one good thing. So, so far, so good with that. So again, we're going to continue to watch this situation very carefully. We got James Bryan in the Weather Center. James, are you seeing anything happening through social media? Any reports down here?
Nothing on social media. I think most people down that way are asleep, and all our storm spotters are not in the area. So I'm getting no damage reports from social media, which is definitely a good sign. Okay. And, hey, Chris, I was going to let you know James is on mic 1 there. We'll get another report from you if you keep an eye on what's happening down there in Marengo County. If you see anything, guys, just let me know. But so far, I have not heard of any reports. Now, keep in mind, this has been over a very sparsely populated part of Marengo County. It's been down there very close to the Tombigbee River. It's already crossed the Tombigbee River now. It's really close to Sweetwater, the rotation we've been watching. Okay. And James, we got your mic up now. If you want to give us another update, what's happening down there? Well, we're not seeing anything on social media. No damage reports from that end, so that's very good. It's a useful tool to figure out when damage reports are coming in. But right now, all we're getting is updates on the warning from the National Weather Service and other weather affiliates, but no damage reports as of this time.
All right, so that's good news, and hopefully that trend will continue. I grew up in Marengo County. I grew up in a small town called Linden in central Marengo County. A lot of people have been asking, hey, what's going on down here? Or do we have a tornado coming our way? And officially, Linden's right on the edge of that tornado warning polygon, but I have not heard of anything down here, and that's good. The rotation, though, I'm telling you, it is close to Sweetwater, and it's about across Highway 43 here in about 10 to 15 minutes, it looks like, and then moving to east Marengo County. And I really think the circulation is going to be just south of Linden. I still want you to be in your safe place with that. So again, we are watching that very carefully in Marengo County, areas near or just south of the city of Linden. So again, what you're looking at on your television is our velocity. That's the wind inside of the thunderstorm. That is basically showing you evidence of where the rotation is happening. I want to take you wide quickly because a lot of people are asking through social media in different ways of what's happening for other parts of the state. North of Marengo County, north of Highway 80, we just got a lot of rain falling. It's just a rainy morning for places like Tuscaloosa, back towards Reform, up towards Hamilton. There's no severe weather up here. There's no issues up here. I don't expect issues. The severe weather issues are going to be right here along that Highway 80 corridor. And look, it's not going to last long. It's only hours, and then it's out of here. We'll catch a break for a while through the day, and then there's potential for more strong to severe thunderstorms later tonight, very early Sunday morning. So I'm concerned about another round of severe weather. We've been looking at a lot of data on that. The next event that's coming in, it does look like a very marginal setup. So again, this isn't the only issue we're going to have today. I think in about 15 hours from now, we're going to have another issue, maybe 12 to 18 hours from now. We'll have another round of severe thunderstorms come across parts of Alabama. But again, this should be more of a limited threat by the time we go in the afternoon as well. So again, here we go. Let me take you down into the storm that we were on air for, and that's for tornadic circulation in southern Marengo County, just down here below Linden. And again, this is going to be crossing Highway 43 in just a matter of minutes. It's tracking northeast. It appears the storm has slowed down some. It's not moving as quickly as it was, and that's very obvious because this storm moved across Choctaw County in no time, but Marengo County is just taking its time. Again, your circulation's right here just like that. Moving northeast at about 50 miles per hour. There's Octagon at 6:08, so in about 5 to 10 minutes, it's going to be right on Octagon. Down there by the church where Octagon Road comes up on 43. That's where the tornadic circulation is going to be right there, just on the south side or close to Calvary. I think it's going to be just south of Linden, the circulation, the rotation. If there's a tornado there, I think it's going to be just a hair south of Linden. Thomaston, you're right there. You look at your times here. This is a computer estimate of what time the tornadic circulation is going to be over your community. So a place like Thomaston, we're looking at 620, roughly 619, 620. Uniontown, if it holds together, makes it that far north, and it may not. It may totally weaken. That's very possible. Hopefully it does that. We're looking at about a 635. If it holds together, makes it as far northeast as Perry County. Areas like again, Uniontown over towards Hamburg, around 650. If it holds together, that's an hour from now. That's way up here in Perry County near Sprott. Up there on the south side of Marion, that's where it would be if it continues. But again, it has shown signs of weakening. It continues to show signs of that. Doesn't mean it's going to totally fall apart. This thing could easily come back together and produce a tornado. So let me put our velocity on. I want to keep an eye on the rotation with you. Down here in Marengo County just to make sure we're okay because right now we're still not. We still have evidence of rotation, and it looks like it's really close to Highway 43 now. And I can tell you, if you're watching us in Linden, I really think the tornadic circulation is going to be south of you. I think you're okay in Linden, especially just north of there. The Chickasaw Bogan points north. No issues with this circulation. And I don't think you're going to have any issues for the rest of the night. Because behind this is just rainy weather back in Sumter and Choctaw County. So this is pretty much it right here. It's tracking northeast just like that. I'll throw our hazards on here and still showing signs of rotation. Again, this is close to Highway 43 near Oxygen, Sweetwater down towards Dixon's Mills. This is south of Linden. Your rotation's right there, just south of Linden, tracking northeast at about a 40 to 50 miles per hour. And anything new, guys, from Marengo County?
There's nothing new. They're continuing the tornado warning for Marengo. The latest from the National Weather Service discussion, though, is that the heaviest precipitation from this entire storm system is looking at 2 to 3.5 inches falling just south of Birmingham.
Wow, that's a lot of rain.
Yes.
And that could cause some flooding issues. So again, we are concerned about that as well. For the potential for flash flooding. That was Danielle Davis you're listening to. We got James Bryan here as well. That is okay. All right. We are getting reports from Sweetwater through Facebook. There's some flooding happening there. So again, we've got some flooding being reported down in Sweetwater. And I do want to remind you, by the way, we are on Facebook Live as well. If you go to WVUA 23 on Facebook, you can see us there. And I tell you what, I will jump on my Facebook just for a second, and I'm going to share that. Yeah. Okay. Let me check this from the National Weather Service, too. Wow. Yeah, so far, no reports of structural damage or any sort of damage in Marengo County, which is fantastic. I really hope that trend continues, but I cannot at all guarantee that. Doesn't matter, you know, if we haven't had a report or not. I still want you to be in your safe place if you are down here in Marengo County. Again, this is a deal where we're going to continue to watch this carefully. And if we have any damage, I will certainly let you know immediately. So if you are friends with me on Facebook, I do want to remind you, I just shared this link. We are streaming live on Facebook. We are also live online. If you go to WVUA23.com, you click the weather tab. I'm on there nonstop. We got Danielle Davis and James Bryan in the Weather Center with us updating you. We got Chris Dotson, the Master Control. We're going to continue to watch this carefully through tonight. And again, here's our latest radar reflectivity, and your circulation, it's not as impressive as it was earlier. Now, this is just south of Linden in central and southern Marengo County. It came out of Choctaw County, and here's a new radar update. Again, this is what we're looking at, and we still have this pendage here, and I'm telling you, it looks like it's going to be south of Linden. To be safe, let's put on the velocity and look at the wind inside of this. And again, your evidence of rotation is below Linden. It's really close to Calvary, between Calvary and Octagon and Miller, areas like that. That's where we're talking about, the Octagon Road here that runs up towards Hugo. If you're in Thomaston on 25 up towards Dayton, that's where the circulation is going to go just like that. Again, if you're Linden and points north, I think you're going to be okay with this. The circulation appears to be just south of there. But again, it just came out of Choctaw County. We have had a report of damage back in Choctaw County from a mobile home that was blown over into the woods. We're working to get confirmation on that damage, but that's some preliminary what we've heard from that as it moved out of Choctaw County. The rotation, it was incredible. It was spinning like crazy. This thing was rotating very intensely in Choctaw County. But as it came across into Marengo County, it really started to weaken a lot. The rotation, not near as impressive. It's still there. There's still evidence of rotation right here on Highway 43, very close to Calvary. Very close to areas like Miller and Octagon. If you're as far south as Sweetwater, we still want you to be in your safe place. I think it's going to be generally to the north of Dixon's Mills and perhaps now to the northeast of Sweetwater. But if you're watching us in Thomaston, Dayton, you need to go ahead and get in that safe place. So what I want you to do is get in that lowest floor of your home. If you're in a site-built structure, find a closet, a hallway, a bathtub, bathroom, just anything you can do. We want you to be on the lowest level of your home. If you got a multiple-story house, if you're in an apartment, we want you on that bottom floor. If you're in a mobile home, anywhere down here in Marengo County, this could be a weak tornado. EF0, EF1, it doesn't matter. If you're in a mobile home, those could be obliterated by a weak tornado. So we don't want you in that. If you're in a tornado down here near Dayton, Thomaston, Hugo, down the Octagon Road, the tornadic circulation could cross right through the Octagon Road on the east side of Highway 43. You got to get out of that mobile home now. You got to find a site-built structure And we'll continue to watch this as it goes northeast out of Marengo County. Now, the warning officially expires in about 15 minutes based off the rotation. I don't know if the National Weather Service will continue the tornado warning or not. They may allow it to expire in 15 minutes based off the fact that the rotation is not as impressive. It's still some evidence right there. And again, that's right on top of Highway 43. So let me take you into this a little bit closer and show you where we're looking at. So again, if you're up here in Linden, I think you're okay. There's Octagon right there. There's your rotation. And again, it's not as impressive as it was. I don't want you to let your guard down. We still want you to treat this tornado warning just like any tornado warning out there. But I can clearly say it appears to be south of Linden. Based off of this information, what we are looking at live right now, there's your circulation. If you're down in Magnolia, you need to be in your safe place. We got evidence of strong winds inflowing, sucking into the updraft. That'll be from the south and southeast. Thomaston and Hugo, you're going to be directly in the path of this tornadic circulation. So again, down Highway 28, where it meets Highway 25 in downtown Thomaston, that's where the circulation is going to go over. Thomaston was hit a few years back by a weak tornado several years ago, and I know a lot of friends and people down there in Thomaston that are very familiar with that tornado that passed through years ago and did some damage right in the middle of town. So if you're watching as Thomaston, I want to give you a heads up. There could be a weak tornado coming through there. I don't think it's going to be a large tornado. If anything, probably an EF0, EF1 type of tornado. That can destroy a mobile home. That can do structural damage. That can knock trees down. So it doesn't matter if it's a weak spin-up tornado or if it's a strong, violent tornado. You got to take action. Don't be complacent with these things because they can change in a heartbeat. You can have a rotating thunderstorm, just weakly rotating, and a couple of scans later, you got a violent circulation. We've seen that so many times in Alabama. These things can be cyclical. They can pulse up very quickly, and then they weaken. It's very common in Alabama. So just because the rotation is slightly weaker than it was back in Choctaw County doesn't mean it's over with. So again, until that warning expires at 6:15, we want you to be in your tornado safe place. And again, that includes Hugo, Thomaston, down towards Magnolia, up and down Highway 25, up and down Highway 28, up and down Highway 43, south of Linden, north of Dixon's Mills, all right, east of Linden on 28. If you are generally south of Fonsdale on 25, all the way down to Magnolia. If you're south of Magnolia, you're going to be okay with this. So this is where it's heading just like that, off to the northeast. I want to show you a wide view quickly.
Richard,
yeah.
This is from social media. Marengo 911 just paged out to South Marengo that they have a report of a possible touchdown on Highway 69 near Putnam. That is not confirmed. It's just from social media, but says that was from Marengo County 911.
Okay. All right. So we got a report from Marengo County 911 that there's some damage down there on Highway 69 near Putnam. If you're familiar with that part of Marengo County, that's far southwest of Marengo County. This thing came in, looked like near Nanafalaya, where the tornadic circulation came in, and the National Weather Service did just send us a note that they're likely not to continue the tornado warning because the circulation continues to weaken. But we may have had a tornado circulation, actually the tornado touchdown back in southwest Marengo County near Putnam down there close to Nanafalaya. That's where it would come across. The rotation is very close to Octagon, but it's much weaker now. But we continue to watch that. So let me take you out to a wide view. I know a lot of people are asking about other parts of the state, what's happening in other parts of Alabama. And again, things are okay, except for it's just a mess out there in terms of heavy rainfall. And let me put you back onto reflectivity. So I know velocity can be kind of confusing. Velocity is wind, what you're looking at. Reflectivity is the raindrops, where it's raining and where it's not, basically. And we got this large mass of rain covering much of central and west Alabama. There's a lot of lightning involved here, but there's nothing in terms of severe weather when you go north of Highway 80 to the north of Demopolis. The only severe weather happening is down here in Marengo County. We are watching a cell in Perry County very carefully. It has shown evidence of rotation. I think it's just north of that warm frontal boundary. It's close, though. It could easily rotate and spin down a tornado. Understand you're all under a tornado watch down here below Interstate 20 until 11 o'clock in the morning. But the risk of severe weather for West Alabama, west of Interstate 65, there's I-65, everybody west of there, you're going to be totally out of this severe weather risk by at least 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning. I do it more than likely about 8 o'clock in the morning. I would say anybody west of Clanton by 8 a.m. and 2 hours from now, you should be totally out of this threat. Our East Alabama counties, like Coosa County, Clay County, Talladega County, it could be more like 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning, but then the threat will end there. So it's not going to be a long-hitting event. This is quick. It's moving across quick, and it won't last long, and that is one good thing. I want to see if our reports are on here yet. And no, there's no reports showing up on our system here other than the social media update from 911 in Marengo County. There's some damage, possibly a tornado touchdown near Putnam in southwest Marengo County. So let me take you into this storm that has us concerned, and that's over Marengo County. First off, I'll tell you what, I'm bouncing around here. I want to show you. The tornadic circulation came in just like this. All right, so there's Pennington. Nanafly sits right there. It came out of Choctaw County just south of Butler and moved right into that part of Marengo County. It's now to the northeast of that. Let me pan you up there. And here's where it is. The evidence of rotation is just south of Linden. Understand, if you're watching this in Linden, it's bad. The weather's bad there. It's pouring rain. Could have some flash flooding in downtown Linden. I know there's some flood spots. Typically flood down there in Linden close to the train track. So, again, we could have some issues with flash flooding in downtown Linden here in the next 5 to 10 minutes. Let me take you to our lightning detection. And we still got a good bit of lightning here, not as much as it was. Looks like most of the lightning is now to the northeast of that. Now, understand, when this thing was rotating like crazy back in Choctaw County, there was a tremendous amount of lightning. The lightning output has decreased a lot, and that's evidence that the updraft of the thunderstorm that's spinning is weakening. It's not as intense, it's not as powerful as it was, and that's fantastic. That shows signs that storm is weakening. It continues to weaken in East Marengo County, close to Hugo and Thomaston. So up and down Highway 25 to the east of Linden down 28. That's where this tornadic circulate's going to cross. And again, it is not as strong as it was. Officially, in 5 minutes from now, the tornado warning will expire for Marengo County. And talking with the National Weather Service, they will allow this to expire. So again, your rotation not nearly as impressive. Still some inbound, outbound winds down here near Thomaston and Hugo, but it's not as impressive as it was. So again, if you're watching us Linden up towards Providence, Demopolis, over towards Pinhook, back towards Livingston, the severe weather threat for you is going to be over with. This is it. This is the end of the severe weather issues for you. Now, south and east of there, we will continue to have issues for the next few minutes for East Marengo County. There could be some damaging winds here. There could still be a small spin-up tornado. I just don't see a lot of evidence of that. We'll throw on our hazards here. And we've still got the mesocyclone indicator. That's a shear marker basically showing where there's evidence of rotation. That was when it was right here near Calvary. The rotation now is close to Hugo in Marengo County. So again, there's Thomaston, there's Highway 25. A lot of people take 25 down to the beach. Very familiar path. If you go down through Fonsdale, that's where that happens. So again, the circulation is going to be crossing 25 somewhere close to Dayton, somewhere between Hugo on 28 and Dayton on 25. That's where I think that circulation is going to cross, if not right over Thomaston. Again, the rotation has weakened a lot over the past 10 to 15 minutes, and if that continues, the National Weather Service will allow this tornado warning to expire. We got, again, Danielle Davis and James Bryant in the Weather Center keeping you updated online as well. And, guys, anything, James, you see anything from social media?
No, not that report from earlier is all we have. Nothing else from social media. It looks like the rotation has weakened considerably, and we've had no reports since it weakened when it moved into Marengo County.
Danielle, anything you got from the chat room with the National Weather Service? From Mobile and Birmingham? Nothing
new from Birmingham, but they have clarified the mobile home that was turned over in Choctaw. They reported that the residents had been located after and were able to evacuate before their home got hit.
Good. So there's no injuries from that. Again, that's down in Choctaw County, correct?
Yes, sir. Okay.
So again, we had a rotation of that was moving across Choctaw County, and it moved into Marengo County. And again, that circulation has since moved on. So again, we are watching things carefully in Marengo County as there's evidence of rotation still there, but I'm telling you, the rotation is really weakened. Even our computer algorithm here, what's showing is still that evidence of a little shear marker there. But again, that's a weakening mesocyclone. Now, guys, and we need to watch this. Let me go to the north. Remember the storm we've been talking about over Perry County? Our computer algorithm showing a TVS, a tornado vortex signature, with that storm right there over Perry County. Let's look at this. Formerly, the tornado warning for Marengo County set to expire in about 3 minutes, but we're getting a TVS indication down here over Perry County, and I do not see any obvious screaming evidence of rotation. That must be upper level rotation off the ground, but we need to watch that carefully. But off the surface, I do not see anything extreme. Maybe some slight inbound, outbound couplet there. Some rotation maybe there in East Perry County. That's not as impressive. But again, we need to watch that carefully. We got that indication. Our computer here is just kind of seeing something that it doesn't like. So let's watch that too. But I want to take you back down to Marengo County. And this warning is about to expire in about 2 minutes unless the National Weather Service sees something that we need to stay on with a tornado warning for. And again, we still have some limited evidence of rotation down here near Thomaston and Hugo. Let me take you into this. Okay, and Chris Dodson reporting through social media that we do have some reports of some power outages in Marengo County. I'm not surprised. I'm sure there was at some point, if not straight line wind damage, some point a tornado that touched down here in southwest Marengo County. But the circulation is now very close to Thomaston. Again, it's weakened so much over the past several minutes. It's incredible how this thing continues to trim down. That is fantastic. Can't guarantee it's going to continue to happen. For the next 20 minutes, I know the warning's about to expire, but for the next 20 minutes, if you live here in East Marengo County, from Dayton down to Thomaston, all the way down to Magnolia, just be in a safe place for about 20 more minutes. I know the warning expires in 1 minute from now, but let's just be safe in case this thing decides to spin up. Understand, Marengo County is a long way off the radar site. The radar beam is a good 10 to 15,000 feet above the ground in Marengo County. Sometimes you can have a rotation spin up below that, and that's happened before. It's really hard to warn for these storms down here in this part of the state. We've had tornadoes touch down here with no tornado warning. Based off the fact that we just couldn't see the circulation. The National Weather Service in Birmingham issues tornado warnings. We go on air and report that. But if the National Weather Service can't see the circulation, if it's below that radar beam, we have to rely on reports a lot of times. And we have had some reports in southern Marengo County, south of Linden, and southwest of Linden of some power outages, and we had reports of a potential tornado touchdown near Putnam. If you're familiar with that part of the state, again, that's back to the southwest of here. But again, the rotation, what's left of it, is very close to Thomaston. It's not as impressive as it was. I want to go over to reflectivity and show you that. And again, reflectivity is the raindrops. And again, we still have that pendage down there. And again, that looks suspicious to us, but it's not screaming, we've got a tornado with this. It's not screaming that message. And again, it's a distinct possibility. There could be some rotation there, but it's not as impressive as it was maybe 15 minutes ago. And James Bryant in the Weather Center with us. James, anything going on through social media?
Nope. Still nothing going on social media. I believe they have let the warning expire since it's now 6:15. So I think it's okay to sound the all clear in Marengo County.
And Danielle, anything you're getting from the National Weather Service?
Not from the National Weather Service. There are just reports of, again, heavy rain falling down across the affected counties, and it's just the roads are very wet, and there's a chance of flooding to occur.
Yeah, we could certainly have some flash flooding. You know, we've been talking about that for the past several hours of what's happening, and I can tell you now, if you're watching us anywhere across central Alabama, there's no doubt there's a chance for potentially some flash flooding as this system continues to slowly wrap up. And again, it's just a deal where we're going to have to watch out for that. I know it's early and some people are about to travel to work. I know it's a Saturday morning. You know, believe it or not, some people work on Saturdays. That's why we're here. And but you know, if you're going to be driving early this morning before it really gets good daylight, I do want you to be very, very careful on the roadways because there's going to be some areas where there could be some flooding. Look, if you're down in Marengo County, especially, there could be some damage down there. We've been getting reports of some scattered power outages in Marengo County from the potential what could have been a tornado that touched down very close to Putnam, if you're familiar with that part of the area in southwest Alabama. And the rotation, though, has weakened considerably, and the National Weather Service has allowed that warning to expire. So that is fantastic. I really hope that trend continues. And we're going to keep an eye on anything from down here in southwest Marengo County in terms of reports, but so far I have not heard of anything new out of that. So again, here in just a few minutes, we're going to send it back to program, but I want to hang out just for a minute and give everybody an update of what's happening across Alabama, kind of reset things for you. It's 6:18. I'm Chief Meteorologist Richard Scott. We got Danielle Davis and James Bryan at the Weather Center. We've got Chris Dodson hanging out in Master Control and updating a live stream on Facebook. We're on Facebook. If you go to WVUA 23 on Facebook, you can find us there. And also, we are online. If you go to WVUA23.com and click on the weather tab, hit severe weather stream. We got multiple sources for you. Hey, look, we want to be that information for you because we know sometimes TV fails. We know sometimes you might lose power, and you got to have that backup source of weather information. So we try to get as much information to you as possible through social media, online sources, and things like that. Technology has allowed us to reach you a little better than back years ago when all we could do is reach you through television. And if you lose power, your satellite signal goes out, then you don't know. And I understand that's a scary situation. It's been a long time for me, but back before I started in the TV business, I remember those days when you would lose your cable or your satellite service and you know there's a tornado near you. It's kind of a panic moment. You don't know where the tornado is. You kind of lose that information. So I understand. So we try to be there for you as much as we can, different sources as well, not just through television. But here's the deal. We got a lot of rain coming across Alabama. It is tracking in from the southwest. We got this mesoscale low pressure. What that means is just basically mini low. It's a small scale low. It's not one of these big storm systems like we often deal with. But this thing is producing its own environment capable of producing some tornadoes. Now, the highest chance continues to be down here near that Highway 80 corridor and points south. So areas to the east of Marengo County like Uniontown over towards Montgomery, Selma, and even towards Auburn, that's where we're going to be really concerned for the next few hours for the potential for any tornadoes that could develop down here. I will say this, things are not looking as conducive for severe weather as it was a little bit earlier. That being said, I still think there's a chance for some tornadoes down here, especially south of Highway 80. There's no chance for severe weather for Tuscaloosa with this round, for Birmingham, for Anniston. It's just going to rain up here, and it will continue to rain. It's going to rain a lot over the next several hours, but this is going to move on through pretty quickly. Again, here's a watch warning map. You notice the red is gone for Marengo County, no longer a tornado warning in Marengo County. Okay. Okay, we're getting damage reports. Yeah, we've heard a lot about Hattiesburg, Mississippi, and there's some reports of Choctaw County, some damage too. Let me take you to the reports. I tell you what, I'm going to pan you down here to East Mississippi. I want to see what we've got down here in Hattiesburg. It sounds like it's a big mess in Hattiesburg of a lot of damage down here. They had a tornado touchdown a few hours ago, and I'm going to see if we got anything from our reports here. Goodness, yeah, there are a lot of reports in East Mississippi, and I know this is out of our coverage area, but I want to show you what's happening down here, because I know a lot of people travel through Hattiesburg. A lot of people have friends and family down here, and I want to just kind of see what some of these reports are in Hattiesburg, and I see some tornado indication icons, and that means there's some damage. Let me pull up some of the details on some of this and just kind of see what we got. This is in Hattiesburg. This is about 3:50 this morning. Reports extensive damage all across South Hattiesburg. Many structures heavily damaged. Fire department down there in Hattiesburg directly hit. Multiple injuries. Wow, this is not good in Hattiesburg. This looks bad down in Hattiesburg. It looks like a tornado touched down and did quite a bit of damage. And we do have some storm spotters that are down there, and see if any of these guys have anything.
Storm spotter Brett Adair earlier was reported being almost inside the tornado and his car being spun around by the winds.
Wow. Yeah, I know Brett personally. I've known him for a long time. And he was in Hattiesburg when that tornado came through. And Brett, he's been storm chasing for many years, and he knows his business. And he got into that storm in Hattiesburg. And I tell you what, Brett had a close call. I'm so glad that he's okay. But he could have been killed in that tornado that went through Hattiesburg. It looks like it was a big tornado. A lot of damage there in Hattiesburg. That is a tragic, tragic situation. You see some of the reports there coming out of East Mississippi. So, again, that's the latest on that. Let me take you back here into Alabama. I just wanted to show you that because it's a big deal when a major city like that, such as Hattiesburg or any city in the South, gets hit by a tornado. It's always a big deal because it reminds us of what happened here years ago, April 27th of 2011. A lot of people lost their home and businesses, and many fatalities that day from tornadoes. And anytime a big city like this gets hit by a tornado, just kind of hurts inside a little bit because we've been there. We know what it's like to go through that. So let me take that off and take you back to the home view. And hopefully we don't get anything else out of that. Oh, there's a report that has come in from Marengo County. I guess that's the official report.
From the National Weather Service, Richard, they have reported trees reported down near Putnam Baptist Church from a possible tornado.
And, the cool thing about technology, Danielle, is you were reading that. I pulled this up live on TV, and literally that's exactly what you said. That is amazing how fast technology can update. So from Putnam in Marengo County, this was at 5:37. So this was over nearly an hour ago, and got some reports of trees down. What's going on, James?
Yeah, there's another social media report. This is just northeast of Sweetwater in Octagon, and it says not sure if a tornado touched down. Sounded like a freight train. Damage to a house, trees down, house flooded. So definitely something happened down there. Whether it was straight line winds or a tornado remains to be seen. But there's definitely some action going on in southwest Marengo County.
Yeah, let me take this off the screen and I'll show you what happened here. Now, the tornado warning's over for Marengo County. It is totally expired. I just want to kind of show you what we are learning as it happens. Obviously, something has happened in Marengo County. I believe we have had a tornado track across Marengo County. More than likely it was a weak tornado, but we'll find out later when the National Weather Service sends a survey crew down there. But it looks like, based off of the reports, a tornado came out of here, out of Choctaw County, came somewhere through here, just like that. Somewhere in that general zone, came out of Choctaw County, crossed into Putnam, and then moved near Sweetwater and then Octagon. That would be the potential path of if that was a tornado or straight line winds. Based off the rotation, I really think it was likely a tornado down, but sometimes you get damaging winds around a tornado with a rear flank downdraft effect. But again, that could have been your tornado path, something like that. And this was clearly south of Linden, it crossed Highway 43 near Octagon. And this was, if you remember, we're talking about back on April 15th, 2011, a familiar sight for a lot of people in Marengo County. We had multiple tornadoes touch down and move across that part of the county just south of Linden. And it looks like there could have been another potential tornado path added to the statistics in that part of Marengo County. So we'll continue to watch that as well. Let me go to our home view and just kind of reset everything for you. It's about 6:26 now on this Saturday morning. I'm Chief Meteorologist Richard Scott. We've got Danielle Davis in the Weather Center, James Bryan in the Weather Center, updating you nonstop on social media and also on our weather blog, and trying to get this information through multiple sources at the same time. Chris Dotson updating Facebook Live and keeping us on air through Master Control. on this early Saturday morning. We got a lot of rain across Alabama. This could have caused some flooding issues in some areas over the next several hours. Now, we have a tornado watch for everybody south of Interstate 20. Now, this does not include Tuscaloosa, Birmingham, Anniston points north. This is south of you, and I can clearly say the tornado threat is going to be confined to this part of the state, like Perry County, Chilton County, Coosa County. That's going to be the best chance of getting a tornado in the next several hours. I do not see any evidence of anything developing with rotation right now. That could change, though. Things seem to be kind of calming down a little bit. Based off the environment, though, down here in south central Alabama, there could easily be another tornado. So it's not over with yet. But I can clearly say if you are in Marengo County and points west, the tornado threat has ended for you. The back edge of the tornado threat has already ended in Marengo County. And I can let me draw this on for you and show you where we're talking about. I think this is going to be right in here, kind of the zone of where we need to watch for the next few hours. I think, again, if you go towards Greensboro, Tuscaloosa, over towards Talladega and points north, I think you're going to be okay with this. This is just going to be a lot of rain, but the tornado threat continues for this zone right here, and that will end over the next several hours. I want to pull up our velocity. Make sure we don't have anything trying to spin up on us. And I'll take us down into that storm that we've been tracking for a while that moved across Marengo County. It did produce damage in Marengo County, potentially a tornado. And what's left of that storm is down here, and there's some inbound, outbound winds, but the National Weather Service not triggering a tornado warning at this point. I can look at the hazards on here and just kind of see if our computer is trying to show any evidence of anything. And again, it shows a weak area, maybe some rotation there, nothing that's significant. So that's good news. No obvious signs of a tornado down with any of these storms out here. Let me take you to another couple of things real quick. And here's the deal. This little meso low, you see the spin right there? Watch it go right across East Mississippi, now West Alabama. That's that little low pressure we've been talking about. This is going to continue to scoot off towards east. Once it gets east of you, it's over with in terms of severe weather. We'll catch a break for a few hours where things could get pretty quiet. And in fact, this tornado watch will be allowed to expire over the next several hours over West Alabama and then East Alabama after the threat ends for you. Here's a live look from Bryant Denny in Tuscaloosa. And I want you to note the wind. We had a south wind, then we had an east wind, and now it's northeast. It's evident that little mini low pressure has moved to the southeast of Tuscaloosa. That means there's no chance of severe weather in Tuscaloosa with this round of thunderstorms. And Danielle, I think you have something from the National Weather Service. What's going on?
We just got a new damage report in from Marengo County at 5:53 a.m. There was damage reported to a home with trees down and bricks from the exterior inside of the shower from a possible tornado.
Is there any idea where that was exactly? We know generally where the tornado crossed, but does it say?
Dixon Mill.
Dixon's Mills? Okay. So the tornado came across, if this was a tornado, this could have been straight line wind damage, but if this was a tornado, it came across 43 somewhere between Octagon and Dixon's Mills in south central Marengo County. So we continue to get reports there. And guys, we're also doing, remind you, we're going to tweet these reports out. Social media, if you guys, if anybody in Marengo County has any information, give me a holler. I know a lot of people down there in Marengo County. We're friends on Facebook and that sort of thing. So I want to, okay. All right, I'm just checking some sources here yeah, actually a guy I know personally, his dad's house was hit in the Dixon's Mill area, between Dixon's Mill and Miller, in south central Marengo County. Looks like a tornado came across there. That is a very familiar path. A lot of people that's been in Marengo County for some time, there's been clearly some sort of tornado track across South Marengo County. And we continue to get information from that, actually working on getting some pictures as well from that part of the area. But I do want to remind you, look, the tornado threat has ended for Marengo County, but we clearly had a tornado touchdown down here in Marengo County. Looked like it I'm going to draw this on for you and show you where we're talking about. Came somewhere in here. Somewhere in this zone right here is where that tornado touched down in Marengo County. It was south of Linden. It came across 43, somewhere just north of Dixon's Mills, close to Miller, Octagon, areas like that. We've got several homes that are damaged from this tornado that moved across Marengo County. But again, the circulation is totally out of the county now. And we will continue to watch this. We're just checking other sources here, just seeing what happened in Marengo County. But again, we clearly had a tornado track across Marengo County between about 5 and 5:30 this morning. Came out of Choctaw County. This thing had incredible rotation as it was in Choctaw County just a little bit earlier. But again, the circulation has moved up into southern Perry County now. It has weakened, it's fell apart. But it did produce damage in south central Marengo County. Looked like it was probably on the ground for a little while, if not maybe flirting with the ground, where we'd have a little damage here, a little damage there across the south Marengo County. But based off of the reports we're getting, it seems like we're getting a string of reports out of Choctaw County into southwest Marengo County to ending to where that Highway 43, close to Miller, Dixon's Mills, Octagon, areas like that. Seems like that's where it crossed through Marengo County. So we're getting kind of a string of reports there from that. So again, latest situation, we got damage in Marengo County, but we have no current warnings across our coverage area. We do have a tornado watch though, and that goes into effect until 11 a.m. For much of central Alabama. And so far, things seem to be quietening down, and that is good news. So I believe what we're going to do here in just a second is send it back over to program. But we'll be back on at 7 o'clock to do another update. So again, just to kind of reset things, everything is, for the most part, calming down for now. Doesn't mean it's over with, but there could easily be another tornado spin up down here. I'm really watching this area that clearly produced damage across Marengo County in response to what was likely a tornado that tracked south of Linden and crossed Highway 43. It moved out of Choctaw County to southwest Marengo County and has produced quite a bit of damage, some structural damage, some trees down as well, some power outages. We'll continue to check on that. Haven't had any reports of any injuries or fatalities, which is fantastic, but it's still early. Hopefully we don't get anything trickle in after this. But again, the storm that did that is right over the Dallas County, Perry County line, down here with that boot hill of Perry County. It's not rotating as much as it was, but we do need to continue to watch that as it moves off towards kind of the east-northeast. There's a lot of rain falling over much of central Alabama, and that will likely continue for the next few hours before coming to an end. But here's the watch warning setup. Again, we got a tornado watch in all the counties in yellow. That goes until 11 o'clock in the morning, but understand the severe weather threat has ended for these counties right here: Hale County, Greene County, Sumter, and Marengo. There's no longer severe weather threat with this round. There could be more storms tonight and early Sunday morning. And we'll watch that carefully, but for this round of thunderstorms, the severe weather threat has ended for this part of Marengo County, back towards Hale County, Greene County, and Sumter County. There's no risk for Tuscaloosa other than heavy rain, so we'll continue to watch that as well. We have had, again, reports of damage down here in Marengo County, and I'm going to pull that up real quick before we send it back to program. And you can see that string of damage reports we got there. These were likely from a tornado that tracked across that part of the state. We'll continue to watch that carefully. But look, we're going to be back here at 7 o'clock for another update. I want to remind you, if you go to WVUA23.com and click the weather tab, and if you will go to live weather coverage, we'll be streaming there nonstop during tornado warnings and during cut-ins. We'll be there. We're also Facebook Live. If you go find WVUA23 on Facebook, we're on there live. Also shared a link on my personal profile on my Facebook page there as well. So we're going to be here watching things carefully. If we get a tornado warning, we'll be back on air as soon as the warning's issued. If not, we will be back here for a live severe weather update at 7 o'clock. I'll see you then.
This has been your WVUA 23 Fast Track Severe